In the spring of 1922, a 29-year-old World War I veteran named Nick Carraway arrives in New York City. He is a Midwesterner looking for a career as a bond salesman, bringing with him a grounded, reliable sense of optimism. He finds himself in the middle of a roaring post-war economy. It is an era of sudden prosperity, defined by soaring stocks and shifting moral codes that are rapidly dismantling the rules of the previous generation. This is the age of the flapper, young women who bob their hair and wear short skirts as they drink and dance in the city speakeasies. They have become the face of a youth rebellion focused entirely on pleasure-seeking. This explosion of wealth is fueled by a new version of the American dream. It is the intoxicating belief that any individual, regardless of their past or their station of birth, can achieve limitless financial and social success. Nick observes this world with the curiosity of a Midwesterner who still believes in hard work and virtue. He sees the glitter and the raucous parties, but he has not yet encountered the deep indifference of the people who inhabit them. Nick rents a small, weather-beaten bungalow in the Long Island village of West Egg. His house is a modest rental, entirely dwarfed by the colossal, luxurious estate sitting right next door. Every weekend, the owner of that estate throws dazzling, chaotic parties. Hundreds of guests arrive to drink his champagne and dance until dawn, but the host himself refuses to partake in his own celebrations. One night, Nick sees this neighbor, Great Gatsby, standing alone in the dark. He is reaching his arms out toward a single green light glowing across the bay, staring at it with an intensity that seems to border on worship. Seeing that solitary silhouette reaching into the void plants the first seed of doubt in Nick's mind. He begins to wonder what a man who seemingly has everything could possibly be lacking. That green light marks the dock of Daisy Buchanan. Daisy is Nick's cousin and an aristocratic socialite, but she is also married to Tom Buchanan, an imposing, old-money millionaire who lives in the more exclusive town across the bay. 5 years earlier, before Gatsby was deployed to fight in World War I, he and Daisy shared a brief, intense romance. But the war separated them, and Daisy chose the financial security of a marriage to Tom. Since his return, Gatsby has focused his entire life on amassing an unimaginable fortune. Every party he throws and every luxury he displays is for the sole purpose of winning Daisy back. For Gatsby, Daisy has become a holy grail. He has commodified her into a symbol of elite status, believing that winning her is the only way to secure a permanent place in the upper-class world that once rejected him as a poor boy. This diagram illustrates the core of Gatsby's delusion. He believes his wealth can actually force the timeline back to its starting point, overriding Daisy's marriage and the last 5 years of history. Nick's role transitions from a hopeful participant to an uneasy observer. He realizes Gatsby isn't actually chasing a future, he is trying to purchase an impossible past. The persona Gatsby built is a facade. He isn't an Oxford-educated aristocrat, but James Gatz, a poor boy from North Dakota who transformed himself to hide his obscure origins from the people he admires. His fortune is not inherited. It is built on bootlegging and organized crime. This illicit source of wealth permanently taints his romantic dream with the corruption of the era. Nick watches this myth crumble during a confrontation at the Plaza Hotel. Tom Buchanan finally challenges Gatsby's persona, exposing the truth of his background in front of Daisy. Tom weaponizes Gatsby's new money background to destroy his standing. By highlighting Gatsby's criminal ties, Tom makes him appear as an outsider, a Mr. Nobody from nowhere, who has no right to enter their social circle. Daisy retreats to Tom's world. The diagram shows the old money elite always close ranks to protect their privilege. Nick realizes class transcends money. The self-made man remains an outsider, unable to pass the rigid barrier separating the newly rich from old money. The story accelerates toward a tragic collision in the Valley of Ashes. This is a bleak, man-made wasteland created by industrialization, a physical symbol of the moral decay caused by the very rich. It is here that Gatsby's car strikes and kills a woman. Though Daisy was the one driving, Gatsby performs one final act of devotion. He chooses to take the blame for the accident to protect her from prosecution. This choice leads to a final tragedy. Manipulated by Tom, the victim's grieving husband, murders Gatsby in his own swimming pool before taking his own life. Tom and Daisy do not stay to face the consequences. They flee the city immediately, leaving Gatsby to pay the cost of their carelessness. A few days later, Nick organizes Gatsby's funeral. Despite the thousands of people who drank his liquor and attended his parties all summer, almost no one comes to his burial. Nick arrives at a final conclusion about the Buchanans. He sees them as careless people who smash up things and creatures, then retreat back into their vast wealth to let others clean up the mess. Disillusioned by the East, Nick turns his back on the Jazz Age. He decides to leave New York and return to the Midwest, seeking a world with a clearer moral center. Before he leaves, Nick looks at the bay and reflects on the green light. Ever beats us back into the past.